While the most of the plots in Star Trek Picard Season 3 were resolved, there are still a few unanswered questions that might be addressed in a Star Trek Legacy spin-off. Admiral Jean-Luc Picard and the rest of the Star Trek The Next Generation ensemble, who came together for the first time since the series' penultimate film, Star Trek Nemesis, received a send-off during the third season of Picard. As part of their final mission, they battled the Changelings and the Borg to thwart a plan to overthrow the Federation on Frontier Day. In addition to concluding the majority of the storylines from the first 3 seasons of Star Trek Picard, Season 3 of the show performed an impressive job of serving as a final chapter for the members of Star Trek The Next Generation. Although the series' conclusion of The Last Generation openly sets up a spin-off that creator Terry Matalla's hopes would become Star Trek Legacy, a new continuing series set in the year 2550. It is not without its flaws. Some unanswered questions from Season 3 of Picard might be resolved in that hypothetical show. Here are the top 5 questions about Picard Season 3 that Star Trek Legacy can address. What does Q want with Jack Crusher in Star Trek Legacy? Ensign Jack Crusher is astonished to discover he's not alone when unpacking on board the USS Enterprise G. With his phaser cocked, he turns to face Q, the omnipotent being that had long bothered his father Jean-Luc Picard. Jack's trial is only getting started, according to Q, but Jean-Luc's trial is already over. However, Jack also happens to be a potentially potent evolutionary connection because of his Borg ancestry. Thus Q's interest in him may not just be because of his father. It's possible that Q is watching the child of one of his old acquaintances, or he could be keeping an eye on someone who might be responsible for another astronomical disaster. Intriguingly, Star Trek Picard's last scene reimagines the classic Picard and Q relationship for the new generation in Star Trek Legacy. Is Alandra LaForge on the Enterprise or in the Fleet Museum? Commodore Geordi LaForge's daughter, Lieutenant Sidney LaForge, is Captain Seven's dependable helmsman aboard the USS Enterprise G. Although it's unclear what will happen to Lieutenant Alandra LaForge. In the scenes from 1 year later in the Picard finale, Alandra was not present. At the Fleet Museum, did Alandra stay with her father? Alandra might apply for a transfer to the Enterprise G, according to producer Terry Matalas, who also said both LaForge sisters would play significant roles in a future Star Trek Legacy series. LaForges are in demand. Therefore, an Enterprise can never have enough of them. What happened to the USS Enterprise E? The USS Enterprise F was unveiled in Star Trek Picard Season 3 Episode 9, Vox, before Admiral Picard and his crew boarded the USS Enterprise D, that had been recovered and renovated. The Enterprise E, however, is still missing. No matter what happened to the E, Captain Worf says, "That was not my fault." Terry Matalas, the creator of the Picard television series, acknowledged that Worf took over as captain of the Enterprise E after Jean-Luc Picard, although he did not reveal what exactly happened to the old flagship. The E's fate may be revealed in Star Trek Legacy. Let us know what you think in the comments down below. If you enjoy the video, click on the like button. You can also subscribe to the channel for more breakdowns. Thanks for watching. See you next time.